Live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre, we bring you the latest edition of MBC News. I'm Kingsley Mtila, and Savita Wilima is our sign language interpreter tonight. Let's take a look at our top stories. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera urges newly appointed judges of the High Court of Malawi to be professional when discharging their duties. Minister of Local Government, Unity and Culture, Richard Chimwendo Banda, describes Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people as a cultural unifying factor for Malawians, Zambians and Mozambicans. And World Vision Malawi launches a 76 billion kwacha campaign aimed at eradicating child hunger and malnutrition in the country. Good evening and thank you for joining us. And now to our top story. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera has urged newly appointed judges of the High Court of Malawi to be professional when discharging their duties. Dr. Chakwera was speaking at Kamuzu Palace in Lilongwe during the swearing-in of 4 newly appointed judges of the High Court. The Malawi leader also advised the judges to always be organized so that there is timely access to justice. Maeso Chikazula has details in this report.
I, Justice Kondwani Banda,
swear that I will well and truly serve the Republic of Malawi in the office of Judge of the High Court of Malawi.
One by one, the newly appointed judges took their oath of office as they seek to assist in the delivery of justice in Malawi. In his words of counsel to the new judges, Dr. Chakwera said integrity is key in the discharging of their duties. He urged the new judges to be organized in their work for the betterment of the nation.
Disorganized people have less of an impact than organized people, no matter how much talent, education, experience, integrity, and passion they have. So my first word of advice to you is to make it your goal to be systematically, clinically, conscientiously, and meticulously organized in your work, because that will make your talents, education, experience, integrity, and passion have the maximum impact in the cause of delivering justice to Malawi.
Malawi Chief Justice Resident Zagamanda says the appointment of the new judges will help in expediting the handling of cases.
We need more judges, but these 4 will take us somewhere. We've already assigned them to different divisions of the High Court so that they can get to business straight away from here.
Speaking on behalf of the new judges, Justice Trabo Galua said the counsel by the President has come at the right time. He said they will make sure they fully apply their knowledge and skills in the delivery of justice to Malawians.
No, it is an honor to be appointed to serve as judge of the High Court, and I think I speak on behalf of the 3 others that have been appointed together with me. We take it as an honor, and we want to serve the nation in that office. We'll do our best to apply our knowledge that we've amassed over the years, but also we'll take counsel from the President, as he said. Systematic organization, very important. You may be talented, but if you're disorganized, you may not truly achieve your potential. So that advice has hit home. We'll take it with us, as well as temperament. He alluded to moderating our temperament, judging situations, not being carried away by emotions.
The other newly appointed judges are Justice Kondwani Banda, former Registrar of the Supreme Court of Appeal and High Court of Malawi, Justice Madaliso Koso Chimwaza, and Justice Edina Bodole. The appointment of the 4 judges has taken the number of judges at the court to at least 58. The function was attended by various senior government officials.
So help me God.
Maeso Chikazula, MBC News, Kamuzu Palace, Lilongwe.
The First Lady, Madam Monica Chakwera, has urged girls in the country to stay away from premarital sex and avoid child marriages for the country to achieve fistula-free society by 2030. The First Lady was speaking at T.A. Mwadzama in Kota at the commemoration of the International Fistula Day. Eunice Ndlovu reports.
It is a condition surrounded by stigma and discrimination as women and girls affected fail to control the passing of urine and feces. Madam Monica Chagwera, speaking at the commemoration, challenged girls to stay away from sex and avoid entering into marriages at a tender age. Madam Chagwera said the fistula condition is common among young mothers and is escalated with poverty, where access to healthy services is a challenge.
Those affected often face stigma, discrimination, and even violence challenges that extend beyond the individual to impact families and communities. This is a huge concern for our nation, but it is also preventable, like they have said. Let's work on preventing it. We should the future generation should hear history that there was this disease, but we don't have it any longer.
In her remarks, Deputy Minister of Health, Halima Daudi, advised women and girls with fistula condition in the country to seek medical help, saying the country has professional medical care for fistula and women should not be left out to suffer.
In Malawi, obstetric fistula continues to be a burden, and adolescent girls and young women are the ones that are at high risk. I need not remind you of the devastating and suffering that women of obstetric fistula undergo. It is estimated that for every woman who dies from maternal death, about 30 more suffer disabling and humiliating injuries, including obstetric fistula.
And chairperson for Fistula Malawi program, Dr. Grace Chiwudzu, said 20,000 women are living with fistula in the country. Dr. Chiwudzu added that women should avoid unskilled healthy workers when giving birth to avoid this problem. Speaking area, Iceland Ambassador to Malawi, Dr. David Bianasom, pledged continued support to fistula programs in Malawi.
We believe that empowering women and girls is not only a matter of justice, but a foundation for sustainable development. Funding programs for eliminating fistula, including strengthening the quality of healthcare, is a good investment, we believe, for enhancing both gender equality and human rights. And Iceland is very pleased to be able to contribute to the program here.
Malawi has a fistula center at Bwaila Hospital in Lilongwe, where more than 350 fistula repairs are done every year. The center has also trained over 1,000 medical personnel who are working in different centers in the country. Eunice Jovo, MBC, Nkota.
Minister of Local Government, Unity and Culture, Richard Jemendo Banda, has described the Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people as a cultural unifying factor for Malawians, Zambians and Mozambicans. He said this at the Chewa traditional headquarters in Kaika Katete district in Zambia, where he represented President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera at this year's Kulamba ceremony. Details in this report.
The cultural festival is celebrated towards the end of August every year and brings together Chewas from Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. People from the three neighboring countries thronged Mkaika to pay homage to their king, Kalonga Gawaundi. During this ceremony, chiefs briefed the king on the situation in their chiefdoms, highlighting major issues and developments, and also present gifts to the king. In his unifying message to the Chewa people, which was read by a representative, Kalonga Gawaundi centered on sending children to school, discouraging cultural practices that promote the spread of HIV and AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases, and living in harmony with other tribes. In his speech, the guest of honor, who is also the president of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, applauded the cordial relationship that exists among the Chewas of Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia.
Our heritage, very important. I'm a traditionalist myself. I am a believer in our culture and our values myself. And we want to encourage young people in our country not to believe that when you go to school, to university, or indeed any other educational facility, then culture becomes less important. I condemn. Culture is the basis, the foundation of our characters. We must retain the culture and our traditions. And we want to thank all the traditional leaders in our three countries for sustaining our culture.
Speaking to MBC after the event, Minister of Local Government, Unity and Culture, Richard Chimwendo Banda, who represented His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, at this year's festival, described Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people as a cultural unifying factor of Malawians, Zambians and Mozambicans.
This is the Chewa gathering for the three countries, Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. It unifies the people of the three countries. But as you have also seen that other ethnic groups comes along and enjoy with us. Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, and including Zimbabwe, we are one people. Therefore, our people are one. They do trade, they intermarry, and because of everything happening within these countries, there is need for continued unity.
Commenting on this year's theme, the minister emphasized that ethnic groups should be in the forefront to take care for the environment to combat climate change and also use smart agriculture for food security.
The private sector here is fully involved. Here we were closer to 1 million people. Actually, in their calculation, it's over 1 million people coming together. A stretch of over 5 kilometers, people meeting everywhere. And they start these cultural festivals 3-4 days before the climax of the festival. You have seen trade happening. You have seen governments coming and speaking to their people, being open and being transparent. You have seen the president coming here and being open and being transparent. You have seen the chief talking, our king talking. And you have seen governments doing the same thing. We should learn one thing, that the private sector should be involved in promoting our culture.
Visitors from Zambia and Chewas from the three countries were entertained to a variety of traditional dances, including Gule Wankulu, Makanja, Mganda, Gologolo, among others.
Now, Malawi, the chair of the 45 least developed countries group, is hosting a strategy and ministerial meeting in the capital, Lilongwe. The leadership transition from Senegal places Malawi at the forefront of global climate negotiations for LDC bloc until December 2025. Magdonda Chuayula with the details.
Speaking during the official opening of the least developed countries LDC's group strategy and ministerial meeting, Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change, Yusuf Nkungula, highlighted the urgency of the meeting, saying the unified voice of the LDCs is crucial in shaping international climate policies and negotiations. Nkungula said as Malawi and the LDCs plan ahead of the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP29, there is need to take stock of pledges made and what has been fulfilled by the developed countries. He was quick to point out on what Malawi has benefited from participating in COP conferences.
We are still in the process of making sure that we submit some concepts for different projects. But fortunately, we started benefiting, like we had the Scottish government that gave some funding for loss and damage following the cyclones that hit our country. We'll give an example of Cyclone Freddy. So we had the Scottish government who gave around 2.5 million US dollars. And I think the support was given to the Malawian communities that are vulnerable to the effects of climate change, more especially cyclones, through the organization known as Give Directly. So they have been supporting vulnerable households, more especially in the southern region. And we're also getting support from GCF, JEF, on climate adaptation. Recently, I think we also gotten about $52 million, yes, through FAO and Minister of Agriculture on adaptation. So we have been working together. So we have started accessing these resources, though not as expected, because we're expecting quite a lot in terms of the pledges that came.
Director of Environmental Affairs, Tawanga Mbale Luka, emphasized the need for strategic climate action, noting the climate crisis is moving faster than the pace of the negotiations, demanding greater resources and agency. The objectives of the meeting are to solidify the LDC's strategies ahead of COP29, focusing on critical issues such as the new collective quantified goal on climate finance, high-quality carbon markets under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, and financing mechanisms for loss and damage. The discussions will also address the global goal on adaptation with the aim of increasing resilience in vulnerable nations. Summing up, chairperson of the LDC's group on climate change, Eva Sinjewa, underscored the strategic goals of the meeting, focusing on the establishment of a permanent LDC secretariat, ensuring continuity and stronger representation. The meeting seeks to consolidate strategies for COP29, advocating for substantial financial support, technology transfer, and capacity building to tackle the escalating climate crisis. It is being held under the theme Uniting for 1.5 degrees Celsius, Aligned Climate Action and Resilient Futures. The participants are state and non-state actors, including climate experts from across the LDCs and members of Association of Environmental Journalists, IEJ, in Malawi. McDonald Chwayola, MBC News, Lilongwe.
You're watching MBC News with me, Kingsley Mtila, and my sign language interpreter, Savita Wirima. Remember, you can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. A reminder of our top stories. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera urges newly appointed judges of the High Court of Malawi to be professional when discharging their duties. Minister of Local Government, Unity and Culture, Richard Chimwendo Banda, describes Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people as a cultural unifying factor for Malawians, Zambians and Mozambicans. And World Vision Malawi launches a 76 billion kwacha campaign aimed at eradicating child hunger and malnutrition in the country.
Welcome to St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela, where we prepare our students for the future with excellence, diversity and innovation. St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela offers a wide range of academic programs that cater for the interests and abilities of our students. Our teachers are qualified, experienced and dedicated to helping learners achieve their goals. We have 3 schools under St. Peter's Private Schools. We have a primary school, boys' secondary school and a girls' secondary school at your disposal. Science and technology are crucial in today's world. We have audio visual learning facilities, state-of-the-art laboratory and a modern and well-equipped library. At St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela, we also celebrate our diversity and our culture. We also prepare our students for the next stage of their lives. So what are you waiting for? Join us at St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela today and discover your potential. St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela.
It keeps getting better and better. After successfully opening Maranatha Capital Girls Academy, your request to open Maranatha Capital Boys Academy has come to pass. Welcome to Maranatha Capital Boys Academy, situated 50 kilometers from Lilongwe at Imponela Training Center. We uphold our promise to produce the best in all students, a perfect diet, a conducive learning environment with dedicated members of staff is what we stand for. Turn that dream into reality by joining Maranatha Capital Boys Academy. Register now while places are still available by contacting us on 0888 993 232, 0993 832 832 and 0991 276 273. Maranatha Private Academy. We set the pace, others follow.
Welcome back. This is MBC News live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre. Now, Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority MACRA says it is concerned that Malawi has remained as a country with the lowest internet penetration in the SADC region, as only 36% of the total population have access to the internet. MACRA Director General Daud Suleiman made these remarks in Blantyre when the communications regulatory body was giving 3 licenses to Telecom Networks Malawi (TNM) to continue its operations for the next 10 years.
The internet penetration level in Malawi is very low. At 36%, we remain one of the lowest penetrated countries in the SADC region, as well as in the whole world. This simply means that we have a lot of people that are connected to the networks, but they're not accessing the internet. And as you're aware, the world has become digital. Opportunities have become digital, work has become digital, economies have become digital. Therefore, the more we deepen internet penetration, the more we're bringing our people to the new era of doing work, to the new era of accessing government services. So there are a number of reasons why we as a nation are slagging behind. There are issues of high taxation on spectrum fees, high taxation of smart devices as they land in this country, as well as the issue of access to energy. You recall that about 18% of Malawians have access to energy, and that has also a reflection on how many people can connect to the internet. So that 36% is not a good number, but this is a multi-sectoral problem. There are a number of players that need to come together so that we can strive to reach universal digitalization, where every Malawian, regardless of where they are able to access a device that can connect to the internet, not just connect to the internet, but meaningfully connect to the internet.
In his remarks, board chairperson for TNM, Teod Sauti Pidi, says if there can be collaboration among players in the telecommunications sector, MACRA and government, the situation can be changed quickly.
36% penetration on digital, to be honest, is perhaps below the average of SADC, as they may have mentioned. And so we need to strive to get better. There's a direct link between mobile connectivity and the digital penetration with the socio-economic factors. So I think we have a shared responsibility to do better than that, and I think that's the point that I was emphasizing. TNM has a role to play, MACRA has a role to play, and so has the government.
The Minister of Tourism, Vela Kamtukule, has called on the nation to unite in efforts to strengthen the tourism industry. Kamtukule made the remarks in Lilongwe during the 5th meeting of the National Assembly in its 50th session, where she presented a ministerial statement on the current status of the tourism sector. Now Olive Piri reports.
The 5th meeting of the National Assembly in the 50th session of Parliament commenced on Monday afternoon in Lilongwe. During the session, the Minister of Tourism, Vela Kamtukule, delivered a statement outlining the government's efforts to enhance tourism in the country. Kamtukule highlighted the significant role that Malawians play in promoting their country, urging them to speak positively about Malawi to attract more visitors. She also mentioned that the ministry is implementing various programs aimed at developing the tourism sector. According to Kamtukule, the tourism sector has demonstrated considerable potential in contributing to the country's economic growth and development. She further encouraged the legislators to collaborate with her ministry in developing potential tourism sites within their respective areas.
That you need to join us, the Ministry of Tourism, as far as Tiziambandife campaign is concerned. Tiziambandife Malawi. Let's start creating an image that is positive about our nation. It doesn't matter from which area you belong. Each one of us, we are first human beings. We are first Malawians. And that is what binds us together, in spite of our political differences. And that's what I was charging the members of Parliament today. And that is what destination marketing is all about. Now, after we have done destination marketing, after we have sold our country to the entire world, when people are flocking into our country, what are they going to see? That's where the product development comes in.
Member of Parliament for Mangochi North, Abel Chambo, also commended the Ministry of Tourism for its achievements. Chambo requested the ministry to consider investing in an island located between Monkey Bay and Makanjira, suggesting it as a potential tourism site.
This development is going to make us achieve a better goal for the country. I also talked about the island we have in Makanjira, Chinankwazi. Most of the fishermen are fishing there. It can keep almost 200 boats within the island. So if tourism can take the other part of it and the other part living to the fishermen, because the standard of living for the people of Makanjira and Monkey Bay depend in fishing. That's their work. They do always. They support their families. So tourism takes the half of it, and the half of it given to the fishermen. That would be best.
Meanwhile, the House has been adjourned until Tuesday morning when deliberations shall continue. Olive Piri, MBC News.
World Vision Malawi has launched the Enough campaign, a $44 million, approximately 76 billion kwacha project aimed at eradicating child hunger and malnutrition in Malawi. The project was launched in the area of Traditional Authority Kapondo in Mchinji. Madalitso Mhango with the details.
Speaking at the launch, World Vision Malawi's country director, Francis Due, highlighted that 35% of under 5 children in the country are stunted. Due noted that despite the country's capacity to produce sufficient food, many families still struggle to provide adequately for their children. He emphasized that the campaign is a significant step towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the Malawi 2063 vision. Due further explained that the 3-year project will focus on strengthening local food systems, advocating for policies that prioritize children's nutrition, and empowering communities to build resilience against hunger.
Our commitment is to raise resources that will enable us to support critical food and nutritional security programs like schools feeding, agricultural production promotion. It could be, agricultural inputs, agricultural like fertilizers, seeds, etc. So that's where we want to, to find ourselves getting more and supporting as an organization.
Minister of Gender, Jean Sendeza, said the project will help communities secure enough food and address issues of stunting and malnutrition among children. Sendeza has since expressed government commitments to ensuring that all children receive proper and nutritious food.
We want to make sure that all the children in Malawi are well, attended to in regards to issues of malnutrition, issues of eating very well, and issues of going to school, attending classes. So this will help our children not, being absent for classes. This program will help our communities to have enough food. When they have enough food in their households, they will make sure that their children are eating very well, and at the end of the day, they are going to school.
The Enough campaign will be implemented across all 28 districts of Malawi. Madalitso Mhango, MBC News, Mchinji.
And that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera urges newly appointed judges of the High Court of Malawi to be professional when discharging their duties. Minister of Local Government, Unity and Culture, Richard Chimwendo Banda, describes Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people as a cultural unifying factor for Malawians, Zambians and Mozambicans. And World Vision Malawi launches a 76 billion kwacha campaign aimed at eradicating child hunger and malnutrition in the country. For more on these and other stories, follow our online platforms, Facebook, X, and our website, mbc.mw. You can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. On behalf of the News and Current Affairs Department, I am Kingsley Mtila, and Savita Wilima was our sign language interpreter tonight. Thanks for watching and goodbye.